this. I enjoy a lot this. So, and I want to continue make history because I want to put my name in a big stage, in a big position for my history. So
2 weight classes and everything else, it's going to be tough. But if anybody can bring some energy to this, it'll be Crawford.
Things heated up on ESPN's Face to Face when Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford sat across from each other. Crawford spoke with full confidence, saying that Canelo is not the unstoppable monster people make him out to be. At 168 pounds, he is strong, but not the biggest or unbeatable. Crawford believes fans exaggerate Canelo's size and power. For him, this fight is more than just another match. It is a chance to make history, prove himself against a future legend, and secure his own legacy in the sport forever.
He's strong, I'm strong.
Right.
You know, it'd be, to me, skill for skill.
Right.
You know, because Canelo not the biggest 168 fighter. So I just started looking into it, and I'm like, man, you know what? That would be a great fight to have a defining legacy fight with an all-time great that's been solidified and accomplished in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know I interviewed Canelo right before his last fight.
Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez fired back with sharp confidence, making it clear that most of his opponents fall into the same trap of underestimating him from afar. He explained that watching him on television gives the illusion that he is easier to handle, but the truth hits hard once they step into the ring. Canelo stressed that the ring is where his real greatness comes alive, and that is exactly why he has stayed on top for so long, showing how demanding and punishing it truly is to share the canvas with him.
Oh, now I know why.
Oh, so when they sit there and they watch you on TV,
it's easy. No, I can do it. And when they step in the ring, they see why I'm Canelo Alvarez.
Absolutely.
Now, early in your career.
This episode of Million Dollars Worth of Game is brought to you by DraftKings. World of slot reels and blackjack deals come the must-play event of the summer from DraftKings Casino. Featuring non-stop action on all-star cast of games, including A-lister.
The rivalry between Canelo, Alvarez, and Terence Crawford has already hit boiling point before they even touch gloves. During a recent face-off, things turned heated when Canelo gave Crawford a hard shove, and that moment showed this is bigger than pre-fight hype. The aggression made it clear both men are carrying pride and raw emotion into the battle, not just skill. For fans, it confirmed this showdown will be as much about heart and intensity as it is about technique. These quick but fiery moments reveal the mindset of both fighters and give a taste of the storm coming when the first bell rings. Crawford has never hidden his ambition to be remembered among the all-time greats, and in an ESPN said facing Canelo is about defining his career. He acknowledged Canelo as a future Hall of Famer and one of the last true icons from the golden generation, and believes that beating him will lock his legacy forever. This fight is more than a clash of two champions. It feels like a symbolic passing of the torch where Crawford aims to prove his greatness against one of the most decorated fighters of the modern era.
I just think my ability to adapt to every fighter that I've ever been in the ring with. I think making my adjustments on the fly is a skill that benefits me in each fight.
I 100% relate on that one, being able to be nimble. Now, obviously, we've talked about you moving up a weight class to fight Canelo. You've talked about the respect that you have for him, but what it is about his style and what he's been able to do that you respect the most?
Well, I just respect him as all. You know, he's a great fighter. He's, you know, a good boxer. He's a good counter puncher. He's never, you know, off balance. He got a good chin. He got good power. Got, you know, good movement when he want to move. What is there to not say about him?
No, I got you. Now, with all of that, as you rattled off, we'll call it the scouting report, right? What will you have to do to be your best version in order to get this victory?
I think just be myself and just don't get careless in the ring, and, you know, stay sharp, all 12 rounds if it goes 12 rounds. I think that's the only thing that, I need to do.
Broadcaster Simon Jordan has called this the biggest fight in boxing history, and his words capture just how massive this event truly is. He explained that Crawford stepping up to challenge Canelo is not only bold, but also shows a clear vision of what he wants to achieve. For Jordan, the greatness of a fighter is never about avoiding danger, but about chasing the toughest challenges possible, and that is exactly what Crawford is doing. He believes Crawford has the skills to prove himself in spectacular fashion and rise to the occasion. His take makes it clear this fight is more than just a sporting contest. It is about ambition, risk, and the pursuit of ultimate glory in boxing.
We've got two of the best fighters in the world, and Terence Crawford trying to do what no other's done before, a four division world champion, and jumping up from light middleweight now to super middle, trying to achieve the unachievable against Canelo Alvarez, who is pound for pound. Can he do it? I think he can. I think that this guy creates history. Terence Crawford is that good. I've always said it. I think that he lives with any welterweight. His best weight really has been at welterweight. He lives with any welterweight in any division for me, and that's including all the greats. You're going back to your Roberto Durans, Sugar Ray Leonards, all those guys. I think that he is that good. And we find out in September. It's going to be a fantastic.
Algieri, a respected analyst in boxing, praised Canelo for the way he is preparing for the showdown with Crawford. He highlighted that by bringing in Jaron Ennis, one of the most skilled and dangerous young fighters today, Canelo has made it clear he is taking this fight with full seriousness. Algieri explained that this move shows Canelo is working to replicate Crawford's style and sharpen himself against elite-level competition. For the boxing world, this is great news because it means both fighters will step into the ring in peak condition, ready to deliver a battle full of skill, aggression, and intelligence. The level of preparation on both sides raises the stakes and promises fans a fight they will never forget.
He was just trying to get through camp and just have use the same sparring partners over and over again, which you see a lot of older guys do, and just kind of get through it and not test themselves and be competitive. That would be more indicative than this happening is like, oh no, this guy's taking Crawford very, very seriously, and he's going to come fully prepared. If you're bringing in young studs like him to fight with, also he's got Darrell Blast Valsaint. He's a Pro Box TV guy who's a stud at 54. He's bringing these young studs who are athletic and they can hit and they're big and they know how to box and they can switch sides. It's like, wow, all right, Canelo's got the best sparring partners that he can for this particular fight, and I think that's good. I think it's good for the sport. I think it shows you that he's taking this seriously, and this is a major fight everyone's going to watch, and it just makes you feel like the fight would be better that way.
Okay, I like that. What I didn't like was some of the takes that I saw from boxing Twitter, and I have to take those with a grain of salt. Oh my God, this is ridiculous what I'm about to say. I shouldn't even say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why not? We're on a podcast. There were people saying that Boots, it was like anti-black code. He went against the culture to train and help Canelo beat another black man in Crawford. And
it's so reductive. It's so reductive. It's ridiculous. This is boxing, guys. This is the most diverse. Gyms are so diverse. Everyone comes in, you do your work, and it's
dumb.
The hell am I gonna say about it? But
there's nothing to say about it because it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I look at it purely from a boxing standpoint.
Right. Like, what does Boots owe to Crawford? They're like rivals. They're supposed to fight each other. Are they friends? No. If it was like a friend and it was like his cousin or something, or like it was like a
training
close
partner,
partner, close friend. Yes. Then you have a juicy little narrative here, a little nugget piece of drama. No, this is just a guy who's looking to be good, to be great. If you're Boots Ennis and you get the call from Canelo, like, you're taking that, bro. Like, that's like training with an all-time great. You're trying to get better. Iron sharpens iron. Don't know why we're giving that any light, but I think it's cool because I've said this for a while now, and ever since we linked up on the pod, I kind of understand fighters a little bit better and understand how you guys think, what you guys do.
On a recent podcast, Sean Porter and the host broke down the challenge Crawford faces in this fight, and both agreed that while Crawford may not be the biggest man in the ring, his skill set more than makes up for any size disadvantage. Porter pointed out that Crawford's intelligence, timing, and ability to adapt are rare qualities that could make all the difference on fight night. These traits have already carried him to dominance across multiple weight divisions, and many expect those same abilities to shine against Canelo. For Porter, the question of size fades into the background once you look at the full arsenal of skills Crawford brings, and that is why he believes fans should expect a truly special performance from him in the ring.
Crawford is bigger.
Right.
Crawford is heavy, you know, like he carries himself, you know, he's very solid right now. He's taller, you know, when you see him the face off. So he is technically bigger. It's just the size it's very different when you carry that weight in the ring. That's what you got to worry about performing with. And, you know, just based off kind of like the performance at 154, although it was against a very solid fighter with Madrimov, I don't know if he's going to be solid enough, you know, just used to carrying that type of weight around at 68. So that's the reason I lean towards Canelo, but the skill-wise, everything else is obviously still more on Bud's side.
Yeah.
So that's where my toss-up is. So I just lean towards Canelo because at the end of the day, you got to respect the weight classes.
We've been real heavy on this fight. We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. And I feel like every time I've spoken about Canelo and Crawford, the only thing I'm talking about is Crawford. So I said, you know what, today I'm gonna flip the script. Today it's all about Canelo for me, and I might break your heart in the process. But I gotta keep it real. You're right, this is a 50-50 fight. This is a fight where, as I was telling the Uber driver this morning, these guys, we've seen them both make mistakes in the ring, but they've never cost them, right? This is the first fight that I believe they both have are gonna get in the ring where the small mistake is actually a big mistake against the opposer. So Canelo making a small mistake is actually a big mistake because Crawford actually has the ability to somehow know that mistake is about to happen, and boom, there it is.
Yeah.
Canelo, on the other hand, Crawford hasn't been known to get hit, especially early in fights. And Canelo is the kind of guy where he's gonna come out and let his hands go. He's gonna find moments to let his hands go. But when he finds those moments, you can't be caught slipping. You can't be caught sleeping. You can't be caught in between. Do I go in? Do I go out? Make that small mistake against this guy right here. It becomes a monumental mistake, and that might be the last time you make a move that night. You know what I mean?
Antonio Tarver, former champion, gave a balanced breakdown of the matchup, stressing that Canelo does not need to dominate every round to remain dangerous, because with his power and precision, he is the type of fighter who can flip the entire fight with just a clean shot. That is why he believes Crawford's mental toughness will face its biggest test yet, as he will need to stay calm, focused, and disciplined every single second. At the same time, Tarver acknowledged Crawford's unshakable self-belief, noting that his hunger for this fight and the legacy it represents is clear to see, and that confidence could be just as important as his technical brilliance when the bell rings.
The fighters out there, bro, and he got it the hard way. You feel me? The hard way. Through work, commitment, and dedication, and being a leader. He's really led a lot of these young champions. You feel me? So Crawford has stood out from the beginning, bro. Different. You know, the way he approached the game. And I love the way he processed the game when he get in there. Now, can he hurt Canelo? That's going to be the key. That's going to be the key, because you can't knock nothing out, you can't hurt. You can't knock nobody out, you can't hurt him. Now, if Crawford is in here to do 12 grueling rounds with a strong fighter like Canelo, I think his best game plan is to box, be elusive, in and out. You feel me? But never stand still long enough for Canelo to dig 3 or 4 on you, you know, with your back against the ropes. So it's a way to win. His fight style gonna have to be locked, and Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. Gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. Even when I beat a guy 8-4. That's a draw for me. That's a draw. So it depends on who you feel me? Different folks for different strokes for different folks. You feel me? So you gotta be, can Canelo or can Crawford win a close decision? I don't think so. I don't know. Canelo is Canelo. You feel me? So now that could be a situation or issue. If Crawford win 8-4, they say it's a draw, or they give it to Canelo. You know, so in the back of my mind, that's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop.
Trainer Andre Rosier shared a measured perspective, saying that while Crawford is an exceptional talent, this fight will be far from easy. He cautioned that Canelo is not the kind of opponent anyone can overlook, and even Crawford will face tough moments once the action begins. Still, Rosier pointed out that if there is one fighter capable of handling that kind of adversity, it is Crawford, because his versatility, calm under pressure, and ability to make adjustments set him apart. His take highlights both the enormous challenge ahead and the rare qualities Crawford has that could turn the impossible into reality.
Ambidextrous as is Crawford, so it can do nothing but help him. And he has Yolanda Hernandez also helping, another fighter who is ambidextrous, so it helps. And we just want to see him do what he has to do, because this is a great fight.
Who were you initially taking? Is it Crawford, or who were you initially
No,
taking?
I think I'm always under the direction of the bigger, better man. And Canelo's the bigger guy in this fight, per se. He's been at that weight for some time. And Crawford is my guy. It's just 2 weight classes and everything else. It's going to be tough. But if anybody can bring some energy to this, it'll be Crawford.
Does Canelo bringing Booth into camp, does that lower Crawford's chances to you?
Commentator Showbiz the Adult gave a dramatic take, suggesting that Canelo might have found the ideal sparring partner to replicate Crawford's style, and that this preparation could give him the upper hand to eventually overwhelm Crawford. While his words leaned into hyperbole, they echo the belief held by some fans and analysts that Canelo's intense preparation could end up being the factor that shifts the balance in his favor.
It's over. So Canelo Alvarez having the perfect prep with Jerron Boots Ennis. You cannot get more perfect of a preparation for Terence Bud Crawford than Jerron Boots Ennis. Terence Crawford being known as a big welterweight, his athleticism being great, his slickness, IQ, boxing ability. Check, 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 check when it comes to Jerron Boots Ennis. I'm talking about the reflexes, the speed, relying a lot on your athletic gift, all the things that you cannot be taught. All those things that make Terence Bud Crawford an exceptional athlete in the ring. Jerron Boots Ennis, he has those things. Now you got Canelo Alvarez, who has fought Floyd Mayweather, fought Lara, fought Amir Khan, fought Austin Trout, fought all those boys, and now also being sharpened up and training with Jerron Boots Ennis.
Even Bredman Edwards reminded fans not to confuse sparring with the real fight, saying that while Canelo's decision to work with Jaron Ennis is impressive, those sessions are mostly for testing strategies or sending a message of confidence rather than an exact preview of what will happen on fight night. He stressed that nothing in sparring can match the intensity, unpredictability, and pressure of a live bout. As the showdown gets closer, many analysts agree that Crawford will be the toughest opponent Canelo has ever faced, bringing not only elite skills, but also an unshakable hunger to prove himself at the peak of his career. Unbeaten, motivated, and chasing history, Crawford presents a challenge unlike anything Canelo has seen before, which makes this clash more than just another fight, but a rare generational battle that could shape their legacies and redefine the future of boxing.
Felix Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Dmitry Bivol, Arthur Beterbiev, Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather. Damn, you don't think none of them?
So is Terence Crawford really better than all those guys in the toughest matchup of Canelo's career? No, Canelo's just selling the fight. Realistically, Crawford is more skilled than some of those guys mentioned. You know, Trinidad, De La Hoya, Beterbiev. You could argue more skilled than Bivol, Pacquiao, and B-Hop. But once Canelo implied that Crawford is better than Floyd, I mean, he's just selling the fight at that point. He knows that's not true. The reason why Floyd had so much success against Canelo and is just a better fighter than Crawford is he has the sharper jab on the outside, but more importantly, he's the best defensive fighter we've ever seen. I mean, Mayweather rarely got touched, and he could counterpunch without exchanging. Crawford does not do that. You know, Bud is a take one to give one guy. He's willing to exchange to get his shots off. And that's why he's never been as sharp defensively as someone like Mayweather. And when you have that kind of style where you're willing to get hit, and then you move up 2 divisions against a hard hitter, usually it doesn't bode well. So no, Crawford won't have the same success Mayweather had, and Canelo knows that.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure you stay connected because more big updates are coming soon.